a lot of different times, parents come to me, because their kids um, react to who you are as being a mentor. They come to you, well, what can I do to make sure that Johnny's staying on this path? Talk to Johnny. If we don't have communication, just like in my marriage, if I ain't got communication with my wife, it doesn't work. If you ain't got communication with Johnny and tell Johnny what you expect of Johnny, then Johnny ain't going to get it done.
Right.
It's just not going to happen. So I would say communication, if it's trying to build that relationship with your child. Communication, continue to build that communication with them. Financially, if financially bonds, there's programs. We got some programs, but where you at? What kind of job are you seeking? What do you want? Let me rephrase that. I'll get myself in trouble. Let me rephrase that. If you have education, if there are so many programs out there right now, we're helping a mom right now go through her GED, go in and get her GED, right? So we're helping her go in and get her GED, and she says, I can't find a job. Well, you can't find a job because now even at McDonald's you got to have a high school diploma. You can't get a job at Mickey D's if you ain't got a high school diploma. So you got to talk them through what they don't know. So helping them out financially, you can't just keep giving them food.
No.
You can't just keep giving them money. You got to help them help themselves.
Right. What do you brothers think?
Go ahead, bro. This brother coming these questions.
Right.
Like,
Went all the way deep on you.
man, I'm trying to figure out. That's a hard one.
It is.
Because I always used to preach when I would share something about the family, and when I would, family in general, and when I would talk about people being wounded from family or parents. And one of the things I always would say, in the time that my folks lived and who they were and what they grew up in, I can't do nothing but say they did the best that they knew how to. And I would hope that as I say that and I receive that to be true, that my son would feel the same way. But it's a hard one because you talk about moms that have a 17-year-old young man who's already hardcore. How do you, it ain't like it used. Look, it ain't like when we grew up, fellas. Moms didn't take no mess.
Right.
Okay, and you respect it. My mom's almost 80 years old. I still have fear of mom.
Right.
Now, could I overtake her physically? Sure.
Right.
But I'm not about to go there.
No.
There's a respect
Yes.
and an honor. But see, it ain't like that today.
No.
The kids are hardcore. Let me back up. Not all.
No.
I want to clarify that. Not all, but there are some out there that are hardcore. So you got this mom that's really trying. They got 4 or 5 kids. You got the 17-year-old. What do you do? How do you deal with this? He don't want to listen. He don't want to. So it's. I guess I'm presenting it a little different way to say, moms, we understand. Okay, we understand. And I'm gonna put this on Brother Roger. He's gonna put some sugar on this thing and make this thing work. But I think I wanted us to understand there is the reality to your question. It's a hard question, but it's a real question. How do you? What advice do you give? To a single parent, or it don't have to necessarily be a single parent. It can be
any mom,
mother and a father. I don't want to
It
leave
can
the
be
father out too.
Right.
It can be both. But what do you do? And it's just a hard call. But I just wanted to give that side of the perspective side to it. But Brother Rogers, come on. Tell us, bring it home, baby. Bring it home.
See why I waited, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This is complex.
Yeah, this is a hard one.
It's a hard one, man.
Yeah.
It's very complex, and want to be very sensitive,
Yeah.
too, because there are mothers out there, and fathers, single parent moms, and
Yeah.
dads that are doing all that they can
Absolutely. No doubt. No doubt.
with very little.
Yes, no doubt.
You know, what do? You're doing all that you can
No
with
doubt.
very little
Yes.
support,
Yes.
if I use that word.
Yes.
You know, I think that oftentimes in my conversation with those I've encountered, that I think there's this guilt they feel, like, you know, oh, I messed up, I did something wrong, I should have did this, I should have did that. And sometimes the hardest person to forgive is ourselves.
Right.
You know, we can forgive other people, I forgive you, let you go and all that, but when we mess up, we struggle with forgiving ourselves. And I would encourage, if there's any parent out there, mother, father, who's struggling like that, doing all that you can do, is don't be so hard on yourself.
That's right.
Forgive yourself.
That's it.
If there's some things that you could have done and made some mistakes,
Yeah.
forgive yourself first. Because I only can help people to the degree I help myself anyways.
That's right.
That's true.
See what I mean? If I totally neglect myself and I'm trying to help somebody else, it would not be effective. It won't be impactful. Because all that stuff in me that's you know, that I'm feeling that's not right, it's gonna come through. And people are gonna feel it.
Yes.
So start by forgiving yourself first. Because you want to help your kids, but you have to do not neglect yourself, and many parents have, because there's so much they're juggling.
Yeah, exactly.
They're making sure everybody else got, and then at the end, you know, they get the crumbs.
Right.
See what I mean? And then there's still a demand. I want more. Come on, you know, you still want more, and then you kind of like, I've that movie, Denzel Washington, Fences. He yelled out one time in that movie, and he said something very powerful, and it shook me. And he said that, I've given you everything I got. You know, I mean, saying that everything that I have, that I know, I've given it to you. And parents arrive to those points. They feel like I've given everything I got.
Yeah.
Give yourself, and don't be ashamed to reach out for help.
Right. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong
A
with
lot
that.
of people struggle with that as far as trying to reach out to
Yeah.
the other folks for help and asking other folks to
Yeah.
to lend them a hand. You know, sometimes that, especially men struggle with that more than women do, about asking for help and lending out for a hand. But they ain't worried about borrowing $1 or something like that. But they really not asking for the lending hand that they really need to make themselves better and to help their families as far as providing for them is really important.
Real quick, Jim, I want to say
go ahead,
something
go
real
ahead,
quick.
Yeah, that's all right.
That in our communities that we've grown up in, that getting family therapy was not something that was,
No, ain't such thing as family.
it wasn't one of those options.
No, it
Put it
wasn't
that
an
way.
option.
It wasn't one of those options.
Couldn't even
No.
pronounce therapy.
You know what I'm talking about? If we mention therapy or something,
Exactly.
or counseling or some sort, you local, you crazy,
Exactly.
you insane. That's what really crazy folks
That's
get.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's good though. It's nothing wrong with family therapy.
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with counseling.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
No.
You know, and so don't be. We shouldn't be afraid of that. We
No.
shouldn't, you know.
And there's a lot of people, I think well, I shouldn't say a lot. There are some people out there that really think that way, that therapy is not for me because I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, in the back end of the mind is you as an individual see that person and you know that would help
Correct.
that individual if they would really
Correct.
receive that therapy that they need, because of the fact that they're struggling in ways that I'm not able to help you. But if you see someone that
Correct.
is professional in that mind state can
Yeah.
help you through that,
Yeah.
they need to go there. But a lot of times you say, I'm not going to do that because I ain't crazy. You crazy, but not me.
Right.
You know?
And a lot of times,
So true.
even the words that we use, because we used to call it therapy back then, but you know,
a little bit more mainstream today, where it's okay to get counseling.
Right. It's
Oh, yeah.
counseling now.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Right.
counseling now, and it's okay to get counseling. I'm able to sit here and answer those questions without feeling any, whatever,
Correct.
because I've gone and got healing
Right,
in places of my life.
Yeah.
right.
You see? So I can be right for my family.
Mhm.
I can be right for me.
Right,
And I can be right for others that I'm helping in the community.
right.
So there's nothing, as a black man, there's nothing wrong
Exactly.
with going and getting counseling.
Right.
Or getting, we say in the church, getting healed.
Yes.
Right.
Okay? And so it just makes a difference, I know how to deal with racism a whole lot better. Why? Because I went and got some
Right.
healing.
Right.
I'm worried about trying to correct somebody out there that's being racist.
Right.
Versus, let me deal with me first.
Right.
So when that pops up, I know how to deal with that. So there's nothing wrong with getting the counseling or getting the healing. But the one thing I wanted to say, getting back to what do you kind of advice to give to parents? One thing I would add to it, and it triggered what Brother Roger was sharing, was, parents, be careful that you don't try to make your kid to be out something you were trying to be.
Right. That's so
Oh, yeah.
true.
You
Yeah.
see, because then that's where the frustration comes, because you didn't do it.
Right.
Now you're going to try to force them to do it,
Mhm.
and that's where the bumping of the heads comes. So, let your kid be who God's created them to be. My son is a great athlete. I mean, he was just outstanding athlete. But my prayer was always, Lord, let him be what you want him to be. I don't want to be, let him be what you want him to be. And so he is doing something totally different than being an athlete, but he's loving what he's doing, and so, we just got to kind of keep those things in perspective.
Yeah, and I think to piggyback on that, I think sometimes that what happened too is a lot of parents try to, and you guys know, they try to live their lives through their kids.
Yes.
And it makes it's hard for the kid.
Yes.
Because if I don't do this, then my mom and dad's
Yes.
not gonna love me
Yes.
as much as they
Yes.
should love me.
Yes.
That's one of the things
Yeah.
that a lot of kids struggle with, and
Yeah.
I can see it a lot. From especially when a coach, you can see that the parents are, he should be playing this much and he should be doing. Come on now. Come on, let's talk. Let's be real. Let's be real.
Right.
No, that's not
Right.
happening. That's not happening. That's not.
Right.
No, that's
Yeah.
not happening. But I think that if we continue to as each one of us,
Yes.
continue to share our love and continue to share our thoughts and continue to provide those resources
Yes.
for not only for the parents and provide those resources for the youth.
Yes.
I think that they'll be better off. I
Yes.
really do. And we all know you can't get them all.
Yeah.
No.
You can't help. You can't rescue them all.
Yeah.
If you can rescue one,
Yes.
you've
done
you've done something different, and that's a main. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
As far as it goes. But some people don't look at it that way, and they try to do a little bit more, and they expose to you and so forth, and they shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
So hey, you guys got any last words before we close up and come to end here?
I just want to say, I appreciate, I've known Brother Roger for years, and Aaron as well, and bro, you too. And just, it's nice to, the hope in who we are has not been lost.
Yeah.
And if our young people can see, we ain't all that, but
No.
God sees something in us.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And for our young people, or anyone, parents that are watching this,
Mm-hmm.
if you can at least look at the four of us and say, hey, here's some guys that have shared some things that, man, if they can do it, I can do it.
Yes, that's so true.
And so, so I hope that, and Jim, what you're doing and having this What's Up with Jim and just having opportunity for dialogue and just bringing people on to be able to share, I really appreciate that, because it's a great outlet for young people to see that they can do it. I mean, we didn't get deep into any of our stories, and we could have went there.
Yeah.
And you got to be careful with that, because you don't want to, you don't want to broadcast that to the point, because that's not really the issue.
No.
The issue is what we're doing
Doing
now.
now.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
and so, but hopefully, you know, this time together will encourage one. I
Yes.
hope many, but at least
Yes.
one.
Exactly.
You know,
That's
to
what-
what,
that's it.
Man, these guys, I can do that. I can
That's
do
it.
that. So that was
That's so true, man.
Yeah.
It is. It's so true. If you can encourage one kid,
Yeah.
you know, and that's where one of the things that I do when we bring other kids on and we get the kids' voices and
Yeah.
let them speak, and so
Yeah.
they can really hear themselves,
Yeah.
and they can learn from the things that they're,
Yes.
and they know other people watching them.
Yes.
You know, so they got friends and so forth.
Yes.
It's super
Yeah.
important to
Yeah.
me. So,
Yeah. That's
got any
good.
last word, brother?
I just appreciate you.
Yeah.
You know, so many times I want to reach out and hang out and do stuff.
Yeah.
You know, God has us so busy,
Yes.
but just being here, just fellowship,
Yeah.
Yes.
was
That's
pretty
awesome.
cool to me.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
You know,
awesome.
I got to hear people that's dealing the same things that I'm dealing
Right.
with.
Yes.
Pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, you in the
Right.
community, you working.
Right.
You got brothers that's doing the same thing. You
Yeah.
do. Not in the same community you are, they are
Right.
somewhere else,
Right.
but they dealing with the same issues you
Right.
have.
Right.
They have.
Right.
God has provided a way that we can communicate.
Yeah.
So I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's good, man.
I
That's
appreciate you
good.
too, brother.
Yeah.
And I concur with everything you shared, and thank you, Jim, for
Yeah.
having me
Yeah.
on, and
Yeah. Absolutely.
Bob. And
Yeah.
it's been good just to listen to one another,
Yeah.
to talk to each other, not
Yeah.
talk at each other,
Yeah,
to,
Right,
talk,
that's it.
to talk to each other and have
Exactly.
dialogue.
Mhm.
I don't have all the answers,
Right.
but
Right.
I'm learning. And I
Yes.
think that by hearing what Aaron is doing,
Yeah.
hearing what Bob's doing, what you're doing, Jim,
Yeah.
and how we can at times work together and do things to reach the community, it's going to take, us.
Yeah.
Right.
Not one person. It's going to take us, not
Yeah.
one organization. It's going
Right.
to take organizations
Yeah.
collaborating together,
Right.
working together to try to build those support bases
Yeah.
for kids, particularly those vulnerable populations that's out there. And I think that's what we're a part of,
Yeah.
and reaching those
Yeah.
communities that unfortunately haven't been able to have those kind of resources,
Right.
and that support base around them. But thank God that there are organizations that exist that's
Yeah.
trying to provide that
Yeah.
for kids out there, man.
That's
So
good. That's good.
I'm just blessed to be among them.
Yeah.
Tell them what organization you with again.
I'm with Fox Valley Christian Action. We're located in St. Charles, Illinois. I'm a community coordinator in Elgin,
Yeah.
and also we have a community coordinator in Aurora as well,
Yeah.
Ravella Daniels.
Yeah.
She serves, so we serve kids in Aurora and also in Elgin.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's good.
Tell them what organization you with again, brother.
Teen Night Incorporated, we serve the city of Aurora. We do just help out young people find who Christ is.
Yeah. That's good.
So you want to tell them what you do again, brother?
Yeah, this city of Elgin and community engagement, just convening, bringing people together in partnership and collaboration.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for some organization to get involved with, you got 3 or 4 of us here that are willing to help you, and we all about the youth. So if there's any youth out there struggling,
Yeah.
you can always reach out to us and look for help.
Yeah.
We willing to help you,
Yeah.
and listen to you. Not only just help you, but listen to you,
Yeah.
listen to your story. What's
Yeah.
super important.
Yeah.
So this is what's up with Jim. We thank you for tuning in to our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for January the 26th when we come back, and we have some other brothers we're going to talk to and about some more community stuff.
Yeah. By the way, LeBron James. Move over, baby. It's about what's up. Taking it on the road.
Oh.
Oh, gosh.